remaining points of the absolute income hypothesis. So in the previous class, we had a discussion with regard to absolute income hypothesis. Then the absolute income hypothesis was postulated, that is developed by John Maynard Keynes. It is on the basis of Keynes' psychological law of consumption. Keynes' psychological law of consumption. So here, according to Keynes' psychological law, when there is an increase in the income, the consumption will also increase, but it is less than the proportionate increase in the income of the individual. Then one more proposition is, when there is an increase in the income, it is divided into consumption as well as saving. And when there is an increase in the income, there will be increase in both consumption as well as savings also. Okay. Then absolute income hypothesis says that when there is an increase in the income of the individual, the consumption expenditure will increase, and it is less than the proportionate increase in the income. Then there will be, that is MPC will be less than APC, less than APC. Okay. That is marginal propensity to consume will be less than average propensity to consume. Then here the absolute income theory explains the relationship between the income and consumption, where the consumption is a positive function. Okay, that is, when income increases, the consumption will also increase. Positive function means. Negative function means when income increases, the consumption decreases. Here, the consumption is having a positive function with the real income. Then, that is, an increase in the income leads to increase in the consumption expenditure. However, this increase is less than the proportionate increase in the income, meaning that the percentage increase in consumption is less than the increase in the income. So this point should be there. The number is MPC will be less than APC. Okay. Marginal propensity to consume will be less than average propensity to consume. That is, as long APC falls, that is, as long the average propensity to consume, that is the consumption to income, that is APC is equal to, you know that, C by Y. The ratio of consumption to income falls. With increase in the income, MPC will always be less than APC. MPC will be always less than APC. Since absolute income theory postulates means it says that APC decreases with an increase in income, MPC will be less than APC. Okay. So here, the absolute income hypothesis says that APC may decrease with the increase in income, MPC will be less than APC. Then here we have written in a function that is C is equal to beta 1 plus beta 2 y, where beta 2 is slope of MPC. Slope of the MPC. Slope means that is, if we draw, it will come like a downward sloping, because it will keep on falling. That is, as long as APC is falling, MPC also will fall. So there is a slope will arise. Okay. So here the beta 1 is the beta 2 is the slope of the MPC, and beta 1 is the intercept, or we can say autonomous consumption. So here you need to know the term autonomous consumption, which means whether there is a income is there or not. Individually will try to spend money. For example, during the time of COVID-19 pandemic, the income was not there. People was not having income, but they borrowed money and they tried to meet their basic required expenditure. Okay. Then, that is here autonomous consumption. A minimum expenditure is required to maintain the living standard. Okay. That is, you need to pay rent, you need to pay for the grocery, you need to pay for milk, you need to pay the school fee for your kids. So all these are the basic requirement of the individual. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, people were not having monthly income. They borrowed from their friends, they made their expenditure through the past saving. So here, autonomous consumption means, that is, a minimum consumption is required for an individual. Okay. So here, autonomous consumption is a requisite for a individual. Okay. Then now here it is a short-term phenomenon. In the long run, that is in the long run, there is a different situation has been observed. Then Simon Kuznets is one of the economists. He has made the observation in 1949. That is, he has tested the absolute income hypothesis. Absolute income hypothesis, and he says that in the long run, that is short run means the duration will be up to 2 years. Yeah. Then if it goes beyond 2 years, 5 years and 10 years, it is considered to be long run. So here he has studied the income and consumption relationship in the long run. Then Simon Kuznets says that in the long run, APC, that is average propensity to consume, did not decline with the increase in income. Okay. In the short run, it was declining, but in the long run, we found that the average propensity to consume did not decline when the increase in the income of the individual. Therefore, it is observed that there is average propensity to consume equal MPC. Even income is ground. That means the consumption function trend is a straight line passing through the origin with APC is equal to MPC is equal to APC. So here this we have shown in the diagram. Where the x-axis represents the income, y-axis represents the consumption. Then here we have C1, C2 and C3, the short run consumption curves. Okay. Then here in the short run, we have found that MPC is less than APC. That is, marginal coefficient to consume is less than APC. That is according to the data. He has studied the data and he has found the long term and short term relationship. In the short term, it is observed that MPC is less than APC. Yeah. That is, as the income increases, the consumption will increase, but it is less than the proportionate because the individual has met all his needs already. So the additional consumption will be less. It is according to the APC and MPC in the short run. Then whereas in the long run, Simon Kuznets has observed the data and found that MPC is equal to APC. MPC is equal to APC in the long run. In the short run, that is according to C1, C2 and C3 curves, MPC is less than APC. In the long run, MPC is equal to APC. So that's what the observation made by Simon Kuznets. Okay. So this is what the brief of absolute income hypothesis. So here you need to understand this autonomous consumption, or I can say that real consumption, or I can say absolute consumption. That is absolute consumption, which means the minimum required amount of money for an individual to lead his life. Okay. So here that is also called autonomous consumption. So that's about the absolute income hypothesis. Okay. So in the next class we will be discussing relative income hypothesis. Okay.